Welcome to the Self-Storage Show, where I have conversations with my industry friends, talk with owners and vendors, and share tales about my management company, 3 Mile Storage. Let's go. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning into the Self-Storage Show. Hey, right at the top, I want to talk about something that's really valuable. You don't want to miss out on it. It's 3 Mile Domination. What this is they optimize your Google business profiles, okay? And we all know for self-storage, we live and die by our rentals. I guarantee you, if you don't have your profile optimized, you're losing out on rentals every single day. So go to 3miledomination.com. Right now, they are doing free audits of your profile. You'll see the big red button right there. Book your free audit right now. Book a time. We'll go through your Google profile optimization session in real time together. Send you back reports. So you have an action plan. It's very valuable. Okay. So again, go to 3miledomination.com and book your audit right now. Hi, everyone. This is Jim Ross of the Self-Storage Show. Got another interview here, part of this interview series we've been doing here. It's been a lot of fun. It gives me an opportunity to reach out to everyone, especially for you, Mike, because I've been trying to talk to you for a long time, and now I finally can. I got Mike Wagner with me today. What's going on?
A whole lot of nothing, man. I appreciate you having me on. I'm excited to talk a little bit of shop with you.
Whole lot of nothing. I don't believe that.
No, today really is a whole lot of nothing. We just came back from a 3-day retreat. The company that I run that teaches people how to invest in storage has a private mastermind event that we do twice a year for our some of our highest level students. And so this weekend was my recovery from that. You can still hear my voice a little bit, but getting back at it this week.
Lots of talking. I bet that. Before we get started, if you don't mind, just kind of jump in and just give us a little Cliff Note version of about yourself, who you are, what you do, and a little bit about the Storage Rebellion, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. The Cliff Notes version is that first and foremost, I'm a father and a husband. I've got 3 kids and 1 on the way. Just in the next 2 to 3 weeks, if all goes according to his plan. So
awesome.
Yeah, and we've been very fortunate to find a good bit of success in the storage niche. I bought my first facility back at the end of 2011. Did really well on that. Took a property from $330,000 purchase price and ultimately sold it several years later for $1.8 million. We do a what I would describe as a low volume, high margin investing strategy where we buy dilapidated storage facilities, either physically dilapidated or more often operationally neglected properties, and we put in systems and get them turned around, and then we either keep them for cash flow or sell them off for the equity. And that's worked really well. And so, I don't know, I'm going to say 4 or 5 years ago, I started a coaching company where I teach other people how to do exactly that.
Oh, that's great. I say you've been on my radar for a while now. So I was like, I got to finally get you on to actually talk about this kind of stuff. So I'm glad it worked. Again, been around for, I didn't realize it was 2011. So it's been a minute. It's nothing like it's not brand new to you. You've been around.
No, and every time I say that, I feel a little older.
Yeah, I know.
I don't feel like I'm old enough to have been in this industry for 12 years, given that I started in various other industries prior to discovering the awesomeness that is storage, you know?
Yeah, you have a baby on the way, so you're not that old. You're still young. But no, as we were talking, a few weeks ago about setting something like this up to have a recording, you talked about how obviously you love the storage vehicle and what it can afford to you, not just monetarily wise, but kind of freedom wise, what you got going on. So I'd love to kind of talk about that aspect of it, just really about how storage has, changed your life, frankly. So
yeah, no, absolutely. And I love talking about it. It feels like a little bit of a victory lap in many ways, and also the opposite where I have no idea what's next for us, but in a very good way. Storage worked really well for us. We've done multiple turnarounds, and then the coaching has gone really well as well. And so we've got our family is in a position where we quite literally get to wake up and fill our days with get tos instead of shoulds. There's no wondering how the bills are going to get paid or if the bills are going to get paid or that sort of thing. And so we really do have time freedom. We've got geographic freedom because even the coaching company that I run, we can operate from anywhere in the country. So my wife and 3, soon to be 4 kids travel around the country 4 or 5, sometimes 6 months out of the year, just exploring national parks and doing what we call road schooling. So we homeschool our kids, but we like to do it about half of it from someplace other than Western New York, which is where our home base is. And what I appreciate so much about storage is it handles the bills, right? And it does that, at least for us, in a way where we don't have to spend much time overseeing the operations and that sort of thing, because we deploy systems. All the properties we own are, out of state from where we live, mostly down south, the southeast. And because we don't have to be there doing the day-to-day operations, we get to do whatever the heck we want, which involves traveling, but it also involves the Storage Rebellion, which is the community that I built to teach other people how to invest in storage. And more recently, something that I'm calling, I don't have the picture behind me yet, but right next to that Storage Rebellion plaque will be something that says Beyond the Rebellion. And that's kind of the next chapter for me personally. It's just where I feel God's put on my heart to kind of take to take our next chapter, if you will. And really what that entails is taking the freedom that we've found through investing in storage and teaching other people how to invest in storage and applying it in I don't know how to describe it because it's all very new, but in a more whole person kind of way. So instead of just helping people handle the financial side of things and then hoping that they're able to parlay that financial freedom into fulfillment, right? The money is success, and that's what most of us are after. And it's a wonderful thing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not pretending I don't love the success that we've experienced. I love helping other people find success. But one of the main reasons I love helping people find success is so that they can recognize that that's not where their sense of completion lies, right? There's something beyond success. Success is just a foundation from which we can build true fulfillment from. And that's what Beyond the Rebellion is going to be all about. So I'm really excited about whatever that ends up looking like.
Well, once that comes into focus and you have that launched, we'll do a part 2. How's that?
Right on.
That'll be fun. So just kind of reversing the gears a little bit, kind of going back in time. Back in 2011, how did you come across your first site in the first place? What made you get into storage?
Yeah, so I was a physical therapist by trade, and I had been physical therapist by trade, started in the world of landlording, did the single family, 2 family, 3 family, up to, I think I had a 6 unit building, but that was the extent, very small multifamily. And it was your typical Burr model of investing. I would buy, rehab, rent, and refinance. Bought my first property with no money down. I had $5,000 to my name when I did it. It was your typical midnight guru special. Those of you that are old enough to remember when the real estate gurus were on the television at midnight instead of on the internet. Yep. And that went pretty well, except, I don't know, it was 3 or 4 years, I guess 4 years, from 2007 to 2011, where I was doing that, and it worked, but I wasn't getting where I wanted to go fast enough. And I kind of looked at how far I had come in 3 years of landlording and realized, wow, there's going to be another decade of this before I can leave my job. And so it all came to a head. My wife and I were on a trip in Costa Rica where we were vacationing. We no longer vacation because vacation means to vacate your daily life. And what I realized on that trip is I had done something wrong because I set up my life in such a way where I had to vacate it in order to be at my happiest. And I'll save you the whole long story. I'm sure there's plenty of versions out there on the internet of it. But at the end of that trip, I realized, oh man, it's coming to an end and I got to go back to work. And somebody else, i.e. my boss, had more control over how I spent my time, if and when I vacationed and when I had to come home from vacation. And I just, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I told my wife, I said, we got to do something different. So I came home and I went nuts. I really was looking at storage and mobile home parks as the better alternative to the landlording that I had done. And storage won out primarily because of all of the things that keep me in love with storage, which are the low income to expense ratio, the eviction laws not pertaining to us, right? We get to play with the lien laws, which is clearly a better game, and all of that. And so when I came home, I just started looking for storage, ultimately found a property that was on the brink of foreclosure. It was a short sale. The bank was listing it on behalf of the owner because they were struggling. And as they say, the rest is history. I bought that one. It was 10,000 square feet. And excuse me, over the course of the first year, we doubled it in value, refinanced, expanded, and then rinsed and repeated several times. Ultimately, it was a 30,000 square foot facility with another 15,000 square foot planned when we sold it.
Oh, jeez. That's like the holy grail. That's what everyone's trying to find, is something like that where they have the value add and they can expand on top of it. That's awesome. And so you went from that and just started rinsing, repeating, and finding new other facilities. Are you spread out all over geographically? Are you kind of more centrally located?
Yeah, so the first two were in New York.
Okay.
And that's when I don't want to be too long-winded, but ultimately I was building the house that I currently live in, and I was physically building it with my own hammer and nails and all that. And my employee out at the facility an hour from here it broke her ankle. Excuse me. And so she was no longer able to come into work, and I couldn't stop building my house to go handle things there because at the time, my 8-month pregnant wife, my 2-year-old son, my dog, and I all lived in my in-laws' basement. And it wasn't the kind of basement that anyone should live in. And so I basically had to devise a remote management system before it was, kind of commonplace. Excuse me. You can tell the 3 days down in Atlanta with all my storage rebels is catching up with me. We had a lot of fun, but we tend to be out late. And so I devised this remote management strategy that we've refined over the last years, and now that's what I teach other people how to do. And so I don't own anything in New York anymore. A couple down in South Carolina. We're actually closing one today. We're selling it. We bought it 27 months ago for the total project cost was about $430,000. I think we bought it for $365. And any minute now, literally, I'm just checking my email to see if closing has happened yet. We're selling it for $1.225 million, and it was 27 months.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. Okay, yeah, that's what everyone's trying to get and trying to find. You're living proof. And you can still find these deals. And that 27 months ago, it wasn't that long ago. I mean, that's a blink of an eye.
Yeah, that was long after people had said, well, those deals are long and the days of those deals are long gone, but they are still out there. It obviously takes work. This was brought to me by a friend of mine, and he and I ended up partnering on the deal. I funded it, he operated it, and we're splitting the profits in a way that's fair for both of us. So I always tell people the deals are out there. It undeniably takes more work to find a deal today than it did 10 years ago. But that's no reason not to do it. The other thing I often say is, as sophisticated investors, we don't allow the market to determine if we invest, we allow it to color how we invest. So we adopt our strategies based on the market, be it the greater economy or the storage specific market.
Oh, that's amazing. So obviously you have a good track record and you can find these deals, and you're, like I said, you put the systems and policies and procedures in place to be able to allow yourself to kind of get that success and rinse and repeat and kind of do the next site. So you're probably, I would assume, you're kind of showcasing all that with your Storage Rebellion group.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. And really our community is one of what I call crowdsourced wisdom. I'm not shy about saying out loud that I've been very fortunate in this industry, and I like to think I've got some expertise and experience to share with people, but I'm not arrogant enough to think that I've got it all figured out. And so the company, the education company we built, is one of crowdsourced expertise, where our members come together in the spirit of a rising tide lifts all ships, and we share strategies and I'd say secrets, but they're not secrets because we share them with one another. In a way, we just understand that helping other people succeed is our fastest way to success. And for example, we had about 60 people at our meeting this last week in Atlanta, roughly $250 to $300 million worth of storage deals amongst this group. And it's incredible to watch them collaborate with one another. We have deals where 4 or 5 of our members, without the Storage Rebellion being involved at all, other than introducing them to each other, they're doing deals together as partners. And it's just really cool to see that, you know, a new model, if you will, right? Because if you're familiar with how real estate investing education works, it's usually pay me a bunch of money and I'll share my secrets with you. In our community, obviously it's not a free, we actually do have a free community, but this one that I'm referring to down in Atlanta, with being a 3-day live event, does bring with it an investment, but that's to so that we can build out the experience for people. And then the actual exchange of value, for the most part, is amongst the members. So it's very cool to witness the abundance mindset that prevails within our community. And for me, that's what really excites me, is watching other people share the things that have worked with them with other people, and then watching that produce greater success for everybody involved.
Wow. Well, that's got to be cool to be able to kind of look back and just see kind of where it started and where it is now. And it sounds like it's just kind of snowballing on you right now. That's great.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool. And we actually just launched a, so this community is for folks that already own storage, at least one, or they have a good bit of real estate experience that they can parlay, because we don't sit down and talk about, you know, the fundamentals of storage as far as like cap rates and valuation and that sort of thing at these events. It's very high level. So what we built is something called the Storage Rebellion University, which is a training program where we have 8 modules that are released over a 60-day period. And then we have monthly calls as well. And that program, it's designed to take people somewhere between 6 and 9 months to get through, because it's not just content. It's not, hey, here's your information, best of luck to you. There's content, of course, but then there's also challenges and accountability groups and ongoing monthly live trainings where I'm a big believer that you can't learn to ride a bike by reading a book or watching some long-haired hippie on the internet talk about it, right? And those of you that can't see me right now, I have long hair and I'm somewhat of a hippie. So we believe that you ride a bike by, yes, learning that here's the pedal, here's the seat, and this is how it works. But then you got to get on the bike and you got to start pedaling in order to learn. And so we've built this system to walk people through the A to Z of self-storage investing in a very action-oriented way. And the goal is to help people get their first facility in the Storage Rebellion University. And then if they want to dive deeper with us, they can join our higher level mastermind and come see all the crazy stuff we do. Down in Atlanta last week, we played paintball on the first day. Our previous one down in Dallas, earlier this year, we raced Ferraris and Lamborghinis around a racetrack for a day. So we're all about having fun while we advance our professional pursuits, right?
Oh, that's amazing. Well, you got a great, again, just you personally having your facilities that you own and all of that, and now you're kind of passing the knowledge on, and it sounds like with everyone else that's being a part of this group, it's very successful. Oh, that's awesome. I got to check it out more myself. But for those that are listening and or watching and want to get more information on how to get involved or reach out to you, what's some good ways to get in contact for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So storagerebels.com is our free community. That's probably the best place for everybody to start because, well, one, it's free, and why pay for something when you can get it for free at first? And we have a 7-day course there where I go through some of the fundamentals of storage investing that I think is valuable for anybody trying to get started. If I don't know how much of your audience is already in the game, I'm guessing a good number. So we've got 2 other trainings that maybe the next level, if people are interested, storagerebeltraining.com/web class is I don't even know how long it is because I can be long-winded, as you can tell. I'm going to say 2.5 hours of me diving into some more of the fundamentals of storage. And then we also have, for people that already own a facility and might be interested in the mastermind, not just because of paintball and driving Ferraris, I hope, but because you're interested in networking with like-minded people who are interested in helping each other succeed. That's storagerebeltraining.com/insiders.
Perfect. I'll make sure I get all those links in the show notes as well to make it nice and easy for everybody.
Perfect.
Well, we could probably do this for a lot longer, Mike, but I want to be mindful of your time and mindful of your voice too. We'll get that. We get a break. We can do a part 2 at another time, but I really appreciate it, Mike.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, Jim.
All right. Take care.
We'll see you.
Before we wrap up, just a quick reminder. Do you want to level up your storage game? Visit theselfstorageshow.com. Grab some high-value freebies, check out top vendor spotlights, and stay in the loop with our newsletter. Do you want to chat about becoming a client with 3 Mile Storage Management? All the info's there. Plus, if you've got a story to share, we're listening. Everything you need is at theselfstorageshow.com.